Hello and welcome to lesson 9 of the Learn Persian with Chai and Conversation reading and writing program. So today we are going to learn 2 new very exciting consonants, and let's just get started. The first one will look familiar to you. That is a se, but when you put 3 dots above it, it becomes a she. So in English, we don't have this letter. We have an SH combination, and that becomes sh. But in Persian, that gets its own letter, as it probably should, because it comes up often. Should, sh. So she bozorg and she kuchik. And it's exactly the same as our se. You'll see squiggle, and that's that letter. The next letter that we're going to learn, we actually have not seen this base before. It looks like this. And that is a ke. And so that's how you write it. You do that thing and then you put a mark above it. It's a ke. And ke kuchik looks like that. So it doesn't have, when it comes at the end of a sentence, it goes up like that. When it comes in the middle, it doesn't. It gets joined with the letter that comes after it. And so today we haven't done this in a little while. We're going to go back to the way we were learning in the very beginning. We're going to write out the vowels and then see how these letters interact with the vowels. So our first vowel, which should be very familiar to you now, is a. So a bakola with the hat. And a without hat, the vowel u, the vowel e, which we just focused on, and our 3 accents. When there's an accent above a letter, it's an a. Below a letter, it's e. Above a letter, it is o. So let's go over our first letter. An a with a she after it is ash. So an a bozorg, she bozorg, ash. A she with an a afterwards, sha. A she with an oo afterwards, shu. A she followed by an e, she. And don't forget to put your dots. At first it was just a C, now it's a she. And for the accents, I'm not going to keep writing this out. Remember, eventually they're going to be understood. So if there were to be an accent above, it's sha. If there were to be an accent below, it would be she. And if there was an o above, it would be sho. So next are ke, an a with the ke afterwards. And if you have an a and one of these letters, they don't get connected. So they're both the bozorg version. That's ak. Then a ke with an a afterwards. Do you get connected? It's ka. A ke with an u after it is ku. A ke with an e after it is ki. And that's an actual word, and it means who. And then if we just have a ke and we have an accent above it, it becomes ka. Accent below it becomes ke. Accent or an o above it becomes ko. So again, let's go over these together very quickly because this should be very easy for you at this point. So this is our new letter. It's a she. And another new letter, ke. And you'll see this base again later. So this is another base. And we've seen the base of this before. It's a se. So our vowels, I'm not going to write out. It's a, u, I, a, e, o. So an a with a she becomes ash. And this is our word for soup, ash. A she with an a becomes sha. And you might think that that's the word for king, but it's not. The king has an extra letter at the end, a he becomes sha. We'll go over that later. This is just sha. Shu. She. And sha, she, sho. Next, the ke, a and a ke is ak. Ke with a, ka. Ke with u, ku. Ke with I, ki. And then ke with accent above, ka. Ke with accent below, ke. And ke with an o above, ko. So 2 new consonants to add to your tool belt. And now we are going to go over our 2 consonants and build different words. So we went over this one in the last page. A with a she is ash, and that means soup. She with a followed by a me is sham, and that is dinner, sham. A she followed by an u, and ending with re is shur, and that means sour, shur. Next, this is a fun word. She with an I and a re is shir. And it's fun because it either means milk or lion. And those 2 words are unrelated. Use context clues. But shir in Persian means both milk and lion. Okay, so what happens when we put that accent above the she? It becomes sha. Shab is the word for night. Very important word. What about when we put the accent below it? She. She na. It means swim. She na. And then, what about when we put the accent? When we put that symbol above it, it becomes sho. So sho ma means you in the formal way. So we have shab, an example of the a, shab, an example of she, shena, and o, shoma. So our 3 accents making very different words. Now let's practice our ke. So again, when you're writing ke, you start like that, and then you go back later when you finish writing your word and add your line like that. And this is kar. Kar is the word for work. again, you put the base, and then you go in and put your line, is kur, and kur means blind. All right, so lots of squiggles in this word, and I probably should have made this one blue to follow our pattern, but this is Quiche. And Quiche is the name of a crazy island off of the coast of Iran, which I've been to, and it's very different because it's only populated during tourist season in Iran. So when I went, it was not tourist season in Iran, and nobody was on the island. And everybody in the island is related to the tourist industry somehow. So you'll go, we would go to the shopping mall, and we would be the only customers because everyone else would just be working there. There were restaurants that were just completely empty except for all the workers. And they make all their money during that 2 weeks that Iran has tourism, which is during the New Year of the Persian holiday. So every other time it's completely empty and bizarre. So if you ever get a chance to go, Quiche, amazing island, crazy, strange island. And then this is a very important word, using our accent ka. So kebab, and that's the national food of Iran, kebab, that's what we call it. So now let's look at K with an accent below. Kitab, and that means book. Now let's learn a word with the O. Kond, and that means slow. So kabab, kitab, and kond, slow. So let's go over all of our words. This time I'm going to point to it, you read it. Ash. Sham. Shur. Sheer, the strange word that means either lion or milk. Shab, meaning night. Shena, meaning swim. And shoma, meaning you, formal. And these, again, ash means soup. Sham means dinner, and shur means sour. Kar, meaning work. Kur, meaning blind. And Quiche, meaning strange island off the coast of Iran. Kebab, kitab, kitab meaning book, kebab means needs no translation, and kond meaning slow. So she and ke, 2 new consonants for you to add to your tool belt. And we'll be back with lesson 10 next time. Lesson 10 is going to be a review of everything that we've learned and learning a couple of new concepts. So that will be the end of Unit 2 of the Reading and Writing program. Congratulations on making it so far. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching the Learn Persian with Chai and Conversation Reading and Writing program. As I mentioned in the video, this video is just one part of the complete reading and writing system that we've created. And you can find all of our bonus materials, which include reading practices and writing practices,
on our website. The link is below, chaiandconversation.com. In addition to our reading and writing program, we have a comprehensive conversational Persian course where we teach you how to speak conversational Persian the way actual Iranians do, not informal Persian that you read. And so that's available on the website, as well as our reading and writing program. So if you just go on there, you can see all the materials that we've created over the last 10 years, and hopefully we'll see you there.